Hello everyone and welcome back to HighTu Tutoring and welcome to geometry. Today we're going to be talking about geometry and this is part of a multi-video series and we're going to just be covering geometry. So in today's video we're going to be talking about circles and different points of circles like tangents, chords, all that, and we'll be doing a short little practice problem at the end. So let's get into it. So you have the first, which is a circle. So what is a circle? So it's basically where we have this shape, which I'm sure we've all seen before, and then there's the circumference, which is the outside part. Circumference. That's the outside part. And then we have a fixed point in the middle, which is equidistant or has the same distance to any of the edges. So if you draw a line anywhere, like here to here, they're gonna have the same distance. And this point right here is also known as the center of the circle. So now what is a radius? Now if you draw another circle and we have this center, and then if you draw a line, which let's just say this is A and this is B. At this point is B and the middle is A. This is going to be the line, which is the radius. This is known as a radius. Essentially it's going to be half the distance of the length of the entire circle. So in this case the radius is line AB. Now if you look at the syntax, we have this at the top, which indicates line, and then AB at the bottom. Okay, so obviously now what is the interior of a circle? This is very basic, but I think it's important. So interior of a circle is the shaded part right here that I'm shading real quick. This right here is the interior or the inside of the circle. And then we have this right here, another circle, and the exterior is going to be the outside, like so. Now let's talk about some lines. So the first one is going to be secant. Now what is a secant? If you draw a circle, a secant is where it cuts a curve into two or more parts. That's the definition, that it cuts a curve of a circle into two parts. Right? So in this case, we have this line right here. This line is known as a secant because what it's doing here, it's cutting this curve right here and it's cutting it into two parts. So we have this circle right here, it's essentially cuts it into two parts, and that right there is a secant. And if you look at the syntax for it, it's going to be, let's say this is A and this is B. We're going to have the line AB as the secant, but in this case we have the arrows at the end because you see there's the arrows at the end there. Let's do the second one. We have chord. So what is a chord? A chord is basically where it's a line segment where the endpoints are on the edge of the circle, or the circumference, which is the outside layer. So an example of that would be like, we have this right here, and we just have this line. As you see, the end points right here, which is the end of the chord, they both touch the circumference, and that's the chord. The syntax with this would be similar to a line. Just do line, say this is AB. Just do line AB. Okay, so let's talk about diameter. Diameter is essentially the same thing as a chord. We have this right here, and if you notice this formula, diameter is just 2 times the radius, because radius is just the center to the edge. This is just from one edge to the other edge. And now let's talk about, actually before that, let's talk about syntax. It's the same syntax as a chord, we just have line AB. Okay, so let's move on to tangent. So tangent is also known as something where a straight line or plane that touches the surface of a curve. So line or plane that touches curve. And one exception of the tangent line is that it only touches once. If you see right here, this is a tangent line. You have A and B. It's only going to touch the edge or the surface of the circle once. And that's what makes it different from a secant line. That secant touches it twice, but tangent is only once. And this is going to have the same syntax really. It's just going to be line AB or line BA. It's the same thing. Actually, it's going to have these right here. I forgot to mention these lines right here. Okay. And one more thing to add is that this point right here, where the tangent touches the circle, is called the point of tangency, because the line and the circle both meet there. So that was it for today. Let's get into some practice problems. Okay, so we have a little practice problem down here. This is a circle with another circle with all different points. So the task is to match up each point and actually define each point and what it really is. So let's do the first one together. So we have C right here. So what would that be? Now, as we see, C right here is the center of the circle. So that's what it would be. So we just put right here, center of circle. And for the next ones, I want you guys to try and identify what it is. Is it a chord, tangent, secant, etc.? So yeah, we'll meet in a couple seconds. Okay, so the following are the answers. So we know C is the center of the circle. We have line CD right here. So as you can see, CD is half of the full length, so that tells us it's a radius. We have line AB right here. So AB is going to be from right here to right here. So this is a chord because it's not like the full distance, so that doesn't make it a diameter. For example, if it was FB, if we drew this line, that right there would be a diameter because it's a full length, but here it's just from one edge to another edge, which means it'd be a chord. We have D right here, which is a point of tangency. As you can see right here, it's a tangent line meeting the circle. You have AD as a diameter. So if you see AD right here, it's going across the full length, similar to FB. So that's the diameter. And we have line secant right here. So as you can see, there's like arrows here, which usually tell you it's going to be either a secant or a tangent, because it can't be any of the others. So AB, we have this. So right in this case, it's talking about the line. As you can see, there's two overlapping lines right here. In this one, it was asking for this type of line. And here is asking with one of the arrows. And actually this is called a segment, not a line. I've been referring it to as line because they kind of interchange, but that was my bad. It's also called a segment. And then we have this one right here with DE. If you see DE right here, it's asking for the line, not the segment. That means it's going to be a tangent. Although there's 2 points of tangency, they're both for separate circles. So that essentially entails that it's going to be one circle. I mean, sorry, not one circle. It's going to be one tangent line, which is touching 2 circles. It's not touching the same circle, so that's fine. So yeah, that was it for today. Stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.